Happy Friday, everybody. I'm recording this on Thursday. Dog. Now is not the time for you. There's a time and a place for dogs. Now is neither of those. Possible. That was not me trying to get your attention. Okay, bye. Okay, hello again. Okay, anyways, damn it. You're just a living distraction. I have a dog. Now he's just staring at me. Yes, I'm talking. I'm making vocal noises. Do you know what to do about that? The answer is apparently to sit and stare at whatever is making the vocal noises, and then scratch yourself. Anyhow, before I get... You... bitch! Anyways. I'm going to try my best to ignore him. He's going to make that impossible, aren't you? You know what? Come here. Come on. Come on. Let's say hello to the camera. This is my dog. His name is Boswell. He is a purebred English Cocker Spaniel. And he's a dick. He's a gigantic twit. Aren't you? Aren't you? He's licking my leg. Anyhow, before I get started on anything else, I'd like to comment on what Jack and Seb had to say. First off, Seb, I'm not a human lie detector. I'm not actually that good at that at all. I don't know how I wound up with that reputation, but, And Jack, I just wanted to say, I think it would be actually entertaining to take all of our songs and make acoustic versions of them using William Shatner voices, because that's what I got when I was listening to that. I was just sort of like, shut up, Matthew. I really should have just left you. But maybe like, I don't know, why does my cum taste like bacon? Greasy, greasy, greasy bacon. Something like that. I don't know. I think it might be fun to do sometimes. Sometime. Anyhow, the reason that I'm recording this on Thursday instead of on Friday is due to the fact that on Friday I have an exam that's been delayed for far too many days, and also I have a lot of other things to do, so I figured it would be better to do this instead of doing an either overtired or overworked or just generally over anything vlog tomorrow. Due to the fact that we keep using them, I kind of want to do a full tutorial on corpse melon in-jokes, because there are a lot of people watching this that won't quite get them. At least some people will be able to get it better this way. Number 1, the entire song of Shut Up Matt. We have a friend named Matt. He talks a lot. Sometimes dumb things. Most of the time dumb things. A lot of dumb things. And so at one point when he was around for one of our band practices, Jack decided to, every time that he started talking, start playing that guitar line that we now use for Shut Up Matt. And then we turned it into a whole song. Because why not? Number 2, Mark Southgate. That is all. Number 3. That whole pose and just staring at each other is due to, at one point, I did that. I was spaced out, one of my little ADD fits, and I just happened to be staring in Jack's general direction while I had my hand down my pants. I don't know how or why it happened. Number 4. Do you want to know why? This was again me when I was trying to explain why I couldn't do something due to my unstable hand disorder. The issue is that I decided to explain it like that, and no one got it, so they just started laughing at me. Everyone always laughs at me. Number 5. Get my butt tickled. Again, me doing something dumb. Woo. In this case, it was Seb saying something that ended with, "What are you doing?" And my response was that, as a reference that no one got. So in the end, it just looked doing this. What are you doing? Get my butt tickled. As you can plainly see, this is why everyone laughs at me all the time. Sheesh. In this case, it was Seb doing something dumb. Hooray! At one point, while I was on a phone conversation with Seb, he tried to say see ya and cheers at the same time. It wound up coming out as sheesh. We have now nicknamed any moment where someone says something alike to what they were trying to say but doesn't quite get there as a sheesh moment. Another of such things is number 7, I think. The Chichango moment. At one point at his house, they were scanning through the TV guide, and he was looking through and said, "What the fuck is a Chichango?" And, it said Chicago. So we have now nicknamed any such moment where someone misinterprets something as something dumb, or just says something remarkably stupid, as a Chichango moment. I have 5 dads! Yes, I had to shout that because every time that I say it, I have to shout it. This one comes from a series of different in-jokes all mashed into one, but I'll quickly explain who my 5 dads are. There's my actual dad, a friend of ours named Christine, Slenderman, Kenny G, and former Louisiana Senator B. Roman. Anyways, without further procrastination, I'm going to send the figurative Micah off to my past self, so that he can explain why it is that I hate advertising. I was so young then. Now, at the end of this one, my brother and my dad decided to stay for the Q&A while I left. They liked the film more than I did. While I was outside, a random woman came up to me and asked for a cigarette as I was smoking one at the time. She was saying that she had quit, but that this was a special occasion and she needed something to calm her nerves. I asked her what the special occasion was, and she said that she was doing what was called a soft pitch. For those that don't know, as I didn't, a soft pitch is when you invite a producer for lunch and pitch him a film without actually being in an official setting to pitch something to him. I asked her what the film was, and she revealed it was a combination of fiction and documentary. It focuses around the country she lives in, Costa Rica, but the fiction comes in that it's set several years in the future in what she believes Costa Rica could one day be if they actually did the stuff that would be necessary to make it that way. A sort of utopian vision. To me, this seems like a rather interesting idea, actually, so I'll keep my eye out for Costa Rica forwards, and I advise anyone else does too. We said our goodbyes, and I went on to the next show. While we were in line, an entourage started coming down the line, singing a song that I can't remember, and one of them was playing a guitar, and they had a large sign up. They were carrying it behind them. It had that logo on it. As it turns out, it was advertising for a film that was coming out fairly soon. In all honesty, this was already a pretty egregious form of advertising, but then my dad actually decided to grab one of their flyers. I'll start off with this thing by the fact that it says that it has celebrity cameos, all of which are from the Great Big Sea. Let's give my opinion really quickly here. The Great Big Sea is yet another one of those bands that proves that you can't get popular in Canada without being some form of trashy folk pop. Now here's what it says right here. Canadian cast celebrity cameos. After that it says, help get this film to TIFF 2014. Support Canadian independent film. On the back here it says, Lights, Canada, Action. For one thing, for a Canadian thing, this sure has a shit ton of Union Jacks on it. For another, I don't care. For the love of fuck, I don't care. It even has a little frickin' maple leaf over there. Imagine for 1 second that this, instead of saying Lights, Canada, Action, to support Canadian independent film, support it with a Canadian cast, all of that replaced with America. Lights, America, Action. Support American independent film. American cast. None of it would matter, and it would likely turn people off. Patriotism pisses me off. And just to put the icing on the cake with this thing, investment, sponsorship, and product placement opportunities available. Gordon Gekko would have a field day. Anyhow, after that infuriating display of patriotism and greed, we went inside to see another one.